everyone, and welcome to Best Unboxing Ever, where three idiots you don't know come together to make one car that probably won't run very well once we're done putting it together. But today, let's go ahead and see what's on display. So what we have here is a Polycar Lotus 72 car kit with a white body. So let's go ahead and take a peek and see what you get in a kit. But before we jump into that, let's go ahead and go over what you normally can expect in a slot car kit. Most of the time what you get is a car between 75 and 95% complete, painted in a gloss white color. From there you have to glue in a couple of windows, maybe put in a couple of doors, put in a motor, and you're off to the races. Polycar has a slightly different theory on this. So if we go ahead and open the box, we are first greeted not with instructions, but with two QR codes. So if you follow these two QR codes, you're brought to a web page that actually gives you the instructions on making this. Now, let's go ahead and just get everything out. Oh. Doesn't have anything in it. Free bag. Alright. One of these. One of these. That, believe it or not, is your chassis. Tires and wheels. We're not even going to worry about those now. The body itself. Okay. Wheel inserts, we'll put those over in the worry about those as some year, and another empty bag. How nice. Now, first thing you'll notice about everything I'm showing here, it is very far away from 90% done. In fact, if we take a good close look at this little bag here, you'll see that they haven't even cut the braids into two pieces. Although there is a gear on a shaft there. I have to assume that's the rear axle. So, first things first, let's take a brief moment to acknowledge the fact that this is just 3 parts that Polycar apparently normally sells that they blacked out with a Sharpie. I did not do that. And this is not a scenario where they're giving you extra parts. These are all individual parts of the car that you need to put this sucker together. This is our main body here. Something that Mike noticed when he was first looking at this, creating decals for me to put it together later with our BTE styling to it, is they gave us a body that's very specific. But, as you can see in here, you can see a couple of different wings. In fact, let's clear an area here, get that sucker open. Ooh, hit the camera. That's good for it. Yep. And they do give you multiple eras of wings to go by. So we have, you know, kind of the triplane wing, that wing. But in this kit we don't actually have little fill-ins for these scoops here. So what was decided is we are going to recreate the John Player Special style of car, but in our own branding. Because, you know, what's better than a running joke if you don't put a lot of effort and money into it? So what we have in our mystery envelope here is a full set of decals for our Lotus. So this is done specifically to mimic the exact car that was the John Player Special, done up in our own advertising though. So as you can see here, a couple of different things going on. We have our tape branding, we have Best Team Ever as opposed to John Player Special, and we are also sponsored by Chicken Parm. I don't know how well you can see that. But I also show you this because, as you can see here, we have a variety of people who could possibly be our driver. So what I need you superfans to do is let me know who you would like among the options you see here, as the driver, as the official, Lotus 72 BTE, that's an Indy, John Player Everything Special. We have Scott Goodyear, Hans Joachim Stuck, Gordon Smiley, Al Unser Jr., Danny Sullivan, who buys the best stuff, Eddie Cheever Jr., Jeffrey Bodine, Chip Ganassi, who's fat, Kyle Petty, and Derek Bell. So again, let me know in the description which one of these you would like to see me do. So now that we kind of have this sucker apart, we can't just glue it together. And the reason we can't just glue it together, and I don't know how well you can see this on camera, it's actually pretty see-through. So if we just put our decals directly onto that, it would look pretty poopy. Also, something I haven't gone over in great detail yet, and I don't want to take these out of the bag. This is the top of the cockpit. That's in clear for reasons. Here's the top of the dude's helmet, also in clear. A couple of foil pieces to put on there, which means this has to be painted. So now that we kind of have this apart, and we can see all the different side pipes and pieces and little things that I'm sure are important that I will lose, the next step is to look around here and find a good paint to go along with our John Player Special car. So let's go find some paint. Alright, welcome back. I have pilfered the shop, as it's known down here, for a few paints. What I have managed to find are two Testors enamel spray. Here we have gloss white and flat white. So, in case anybody wants to buy their own, I have to test these, both to make sure that they still work, because who knows how long they've been down here, and two, to see what would look better with our decal sheet. I also decided to give you guys a little view of all of the black parts we have going on here. So just to show you the detail of this kit, we have all the individual headers. We have the actual man himself, who we don't know who this is yet. We don't know if this is Hans Stuck, Danny Sullivan, who buys the best stuff. This could even be Kyle Petty. But what this kit has decided is it has given us 3 helmet types. We have a little bucket helmet here. Let me see if I can get a good shot of that. A little bucket helmet, and then we have 2 different full helmets. One's a little bit more can-shaped than the other, so going back to having to paint, because black is definitely not going to work, and clear is also not going to work. But I also wanted to get this a little bit together before we call this video A, and I move into painting, which is, how does this even turn into anything that remotely looks like a Lotus? So here we have the body. We have our 2 pieces of the chassis. Here's the front. Here's, of course, where your guide flag will go. Somehow, via the powers of magic, editing, and soldering, we're going to have the leads for the braid go all the way back here to where the motor is going to sit. So that clicks in like that, and it gets screwed in via the bottom down there. All of you can rest very well at home knowing that once this is together, it's never coming apart. Let me lean this on top. Like that, and you can kind of see it start to come together. You can see it come together a little bit more if we take our canopy, again, molded and all clear for some reason, and do that. So you can see this will indeed turn into a Lotus 76 of some variety in making once we get this up and running. Also, what I've noticed is, of course, these are custom decals, so they are not a one-to-one representation of what we're working on here. Mike certainly did his absolute best to get this on there. So we'll see what this looks like once we get it all painted. So step 1 is paint everything, step 2 is assembly, and step 3 is our decal sheet. So without any further ado, this is going to wrap up part 1 of this particular build. I will come back via the magic of editing in an unknown amount of time showing you all of these pieces once they were painted with our lovely, lovely spray paint, as well as probably painting all of these, and I know Mike's not going to like this, just a lame color silver, and then probably backwash it with black ink or something like that. But I will talk to you guys at that point later. Again, in the comments, make sure to let us know which one of our wonderful drivers you would like to have on this car, and we will do what the internet demands and make them the driver of this definitely ill-fated car once we get it on the track. Bye.